It is 5:30 p.m. and I'm calling to order this regular meeting of the Fargo Board of Education. Please stand and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I will look for approval of our agenda. Melissa?
I move for approval of the agenda
Second.
With
with the human resources actions. Yes, thank you.
Thanks.
I did second it.
Okay, so we have a motion from Melissa and a second from Nimal. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Okay, that motion passes 9-0. And next we get a student performance for Music in Our Schools Month. Can we have our musicians come forward, please? So we have a Discovery Middle School Quartet under the direction of Beanie Stotts. I just want to let you know we're very excited to hear you play. When you get done, don't go away because we're going to want to chat with you for a little bit. Okay. Very nice. Thank you so much. So we're going to ask you a couple questions. The board loves to talk and interact with students when they're here. I can tell you right now, this is by far and away one of our favorite events is when we get to see our young musicians in action. You will need to speak into the microphone there, so I have to pass that around. I think the first thing that I'd like you to do, if you don't mind, is please introduce yourself, share what instrument you play and why you picked it.
I'm Neil. I play percussion, and I picked it because of its diverse range.
Nice.
I'm Jaden. I play the tenor sax, and I chose it because the alto was kind of boring to me.
I'm Ryan. I play the alto sax, and I think it's better than the tenor sax.
I'm Daniel. I play the clarinet, and I chose it because it just sounds cool, and it's way better than these. And it's light.
It is light. Nice. Thank you very much. Yeah. Do we have any other questions or comments from board members? Greg?
While preparing that for this piece, did you get to watch any cartoons? Have any of you seen any of the Pink Panther cartoons?
I think so, yeah. I've seen it.
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah. Any other question? Okay, Kristen?
What is your favorite part of band or your small group?
Getting to play anything, I guess.
I like how sometimes certain piece of music, like the entire band sounds really good together.
I like our small group because it's like really diverse and there's a lot of like different stuff you can do.
I like when songs feature one instrument more than the other ones.
Nice. Allie?
So last week we had, or 2 weeks ago, we had some of the high school students, and a lot of them actually played multiple instruments. Do any of you guys play more than one instrument?
Yeah, I play piano.
I don't play anything else.
I just play the saxophone.
I used to play piano.
Very nice. Any other questions? Sure, I have one final question for you. What advice would you have for somebody who's just starting out who maybe isn't interested in practicing?
I'll probably listen to each instrument to see which one would suit them better.
Oh, okay.
Probably just count really well and just try to get like a inner tempo. I don't know.
Probably practice because it'll help you get better in the long run.
It'll make learning everything else way easier.
So you're saying they should stick with it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you so much for being here, and I want to thank Patrick Thiel and Beanie Stotts for being here too and making music happen in our schools. Okay. Next up on our agenda is recognition of the audience. At this time, the board will hear comments from the public on topics included on tonight's meeting agenda. If there is a topic an individual would like to address to the board that is not on the meeting agenda, we invite those to be shared with the board members via email, phone, or the form available on our website. We ask that each speaker who has signed up to address the board state their name and home school district for the record. The board values and welcomes courteous, respectful, and civil behavior from all speakers and people attending the board meeting. The board expects speakers to limit statements to those relating to the operations of the board and refrain from comments of a personal nature unrelated to the operation of the board. Obscene language and disruptive behavior will not be tolerated. The board requests speakers not to be defamatory, abusive, harassing, or unlawful. The board is interested in your comments and will listen carefully, but is not obligated to respond to or debate issues in this forum. This evening, one speaker has signed up to address the board. This speaker will be allotted a maximum of 3 minutes. Upon conclusion of the allotted time, a chime will sound and the speaker is asked to conclude. If necessary, a final chime will sound 15 seconds later, signifying the end of the speaker's time at the podium. I will now call our first speaker to the podium, and that is Paul Moore, and he will be speaking to us about Memo 91.
Paul Moore. I live in North Fargo, and I just wanted to be brief. I wanted to commend Dr. Steiner on putting a little skin in the game by requesting a hold on his second year of his contract. To me, that signals good faith leadership and an awareness of the financial pressures facing the district and the community. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much for your comments. And next, we will move on to our reports. So we have President Haugen Christensen with us. Welcome, Laura.
No notes.
Oh boy, here we go.
Which you might actually think this will be quick, but we'll see. Michelle Strand would be mad at me if I didn't remind you of the cardboard boat regatta tomorrow. Allie, what time is it? 5:30. That's our South liaison. Okay.
I think it's at
that was
5,
a quiz.
isn't it?
Thank you.
I think it's 5 to 6:30.
Oh.
Let me check my calendar, sorry. One day at a time.
The email, she sent an email to
Oh.
us.
You don't need me.
It's 5.
It's 5.
Our FEA educator spotlight of the, it's not really a quarter, what does elementary have, trimester of the season. I would like to congratulate, you'll see the full explanation in the journey, the next one that comes out, to Hawthorne Instructional Resources Library Assistant, Kay Reynolds, and Emily Meering, who is a science teacher at Carl Ben Eielson. They do us all very proud. And that's our report.
Thank you very much. And next we'll turn to Dr. Steiner.
Thank you. Couple updates. Portrait of a Graduate work continues. We've got our final 10. We have now sent out the final survey to students and to all of our staff. As of just this afternoon, I have 385 staff members and 829 students who voted. So that will get us down to the final 5. We are pretty actually close with what the staff think and what the students think. The top 2 are fairly unanimous. So after we get done finalizing those 5, our next step is to define them. And I'm actually going to have the student cabinet start that work. And then from there, we will then identify competencies. So what are the things that make up that attribute? And that'll be done with a broader group of educators. So we're getting really close to finalizing that.
Dr. Steiner, I didn't catch the numbers. How many participants?
Right now, we out of the voting through Friday, 385 educators and 829 students have voted. So, and we're open through this Friday.
Thank you.
We have budget meetings scheduled now. So on March 26th, April 1st, and April 7th, Discovery North and Fargo South, I will be going out and doing a very similar presentation that I shared with the board during our work session. To give an update on where we're at with our budget, the processes that we went through, and then the various areas. So I'll be doing that 3 times, and then potentially, depending on the need, maybe a virtual session. But Laura and I are working with Anne Marie to figure out what that could look like. So we'll go out and have those sessions to just make sure people are clear on the decisions we made and where we are at going forward. On Friday, the Career Innovation Center partnership meeting occurs. We did this the first quarter of the year, and we're going to do another one now. That is between West Fargo, Central Cass, Northern Cass, our district, and then North Dakota State College of Science. As the Career Innovation Center comes into year 2, we want to make sure that we're being good partners of them and also them good partners of us. So this is a little bit of the work that Jason serves on with the C3 Tech Board. But again, just continuing to make sure our partnership goes forward, doing benefit for both organizations. Next week, I'll be out in Bismarck on April 1st to present to the Interim Education Committee. I'll be speaking on BAR. They wanted a bunch of our principals to go out, and I was actually very happy that our principals said we really need to be in the buildings and want to be in the buildings. And so they're going to give me some testimony that I'll read on their behalf to celebrate our buildings with BAR. And then I'll also be speaking on dual credit, not only our enrollment and what it looks like, the amount of opportunities our kids have, but also some of the issues we have when our people are trying to adjunct for multiple colleges and when students are trying to navigate when they're taking classes from multiple colleges. So we'll be doing that next week. This week, Ms. Bradner, Mr. Hand, and I met with the Parks Department. That was actually a really productive meeting. We went through and looked at property lines. Fascinating. I hope they don't ever take back the west side of the sidelines and the track at Fargo South, because there's a lot of different areas that are owned by them and us, and it's great that we partner so well with them. But we're going to try to clean all that up and try to get clear boundaries and lines drawn, just because you never know what the future holds. It was really productive. So the next step is we're going to have a group, both sides work on drawing the lines, and then Tara's going to start to draw up some of the legal documentation. We'll certainly bring this to you. It's too early in the process right now to do that, but we will bring it to the appropriate committee down the road. And then just today, Missy did a wonderful job. We had an elementary work group on the schedule meeting and doing some really good work around figuring out what other values that are going to drive that group. And it'll still go into next year, but really looking hard at what the schedule will be. The reason we're focusing so much on values is we want to be able to say, if we're going to include this in the schedule, does this align with our values? Instead of just saying, we'll put this in there because that's always been the way we've done it. And the conversations have been really solid. So for celebrations, since it's spring break and there's not a lot to speak on, Davies girls basketball, second place in the state tournament. Played a very, very good Minot team, very, very tough. Should be very proud of that. We got a grant from the International Institute for Restorative Practices, and that actually will give Dr. Chastity Oden-Heidi some further training on restorative practices, which she does wonderful work around and will be allowed us to deepen our training. And then two other things. Patrick Thiel gave me a list of music awards. I don't always catch them when I'm reading through the newsletter, so I'll be bringing those to you, sharing some more of those. And then the bucket filler again was the Able Games at Ben Franklin today. It was really, really, again, wonderful. The cheering, the celebrations, just another great day of our staff putting it together and Choice Financial Bank joining as the volunteers did a wonderful job. So those are mine.
Great, thank you very much for those updates. I will look for approval of our consent agenda. Robin?
I move approval of the consent agenda with the HC addendum.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion from Robin and a second from Nikki. Okay, oh, sorry. Well, they both said it. Did you write, you can put Ally if that's what you have in your notes. Okay, all right, any discussion? All in favor, please say yes.
Yes.
Any opposition, same sign? And that passes 9-0. This brings us to the business portion of our agenda, and we only have one item, memo number 91, and that comes from me. In this particular, I'm bringing forth this memo to get permission from the board to open negotiations with our superintendent. He actually approached me with the request of freezing his salary in year 2 of his contract. He doesn't get to make those decisions on his own. So therefore, I am bringing it to the board to ask your request that we can open those negotiations. I would also like to appoint Greg Clark and Jason Nelson and myself to the ad hoc committee that will meet with him and sit down and talk through that. As you can see in your memo, we also did have a board member that suggested we extend the contract by a year. So I would imagine that those will be the two main topics of conversation during that time. I would look for a motion.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
I move that we open contract negotiations with Dr. Steiner and approve an ad hoc committee of Jason Nelson, Greg Clark, and Katie Christensen-Manier, with Katie Christensen-Manier serving as chair, to meet with Dr. Steiner to review the superintendent contract and propose a new contract no later than the May 12th board meeting.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion from Robin and a second from Nikki. Do we have any discussion or questions? Robin?
I think it's important to note that we are on the state timeline for contract negotiations and evaluations for our superintendent. This timeline is really not in our control, but is consistent with past practices.
Okay. Any other comments, Melissa?
I just had a question if any other terms of the contract would be reevaluated.
Well, I think when we open it, anything is up for grabs. I'm sharing here that those were the two reasons that were brought to me. Yeah. Does that answer your question? Yes. Okay. Any other questions or comments? Okay, let's go ahead and take a vote.
Berglund,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Day,
Yes.
Gullickson,
Yes.
Jason Nelson,
Yes.
Kristen Nelson,
Yes.
Robin Nelson,
Yes.
Olenberger,
Yes.
Christensen Meinier.
Yes, and that motion passes 9-0. So we have now moved into our board reports, and Nikki, if it's okay with you, I'm just going to start with you, and we'll go around and end up over at Robin.
Sure. With spring break, we've had no health insurance commission or committee and no CEA this month.
Thank you. Namal?
Nothing to report.
Thank you. Jason?
Nothing to report.
Allie?
Nothing to report.
All right. Kristen?
I have something to report.
Oh, all right.
Week before spring break, I attended another session of conferences at Discovery, which is a great way to be able to meet and talk to teaching staff and parents. So that was wonderful. I did that right after our board meeting. I had a coffee meeting with a parent and GAC on Monday. So that's it.
Thank you. Melissa?
I don't have anything to report.
Greg?
I have stuff to report.
Oh, okay.
Only one thing. So last week I met with two school district employees, Tyler Brown and Stephen Duro, about the FPS scorecard. And just kind of met for an hour to kind of discuss kind of some fine details about how the data could be presented more clearly to the public.
Okay, thank you. Robin?
Well, I'll try to report something since the meeting is so short. Governmental Affairs Committee met on Monday. Reminder, our legislative info session is May 12th, 7:30 a.m. The date, save the dates have been out. The expanded agenda, since I reported last time, will continue to report on BAR, building assets, reducing risks, the setting D. The exciting part about the setting D school is there is a parent that will likely present to our legislators that was very powerful in a previous presentation. We'll debrief the site visits or the school visits from legislators that do participate in some of those tours. Those are upcoming. And then educate our legislators on the likely upcoming mill levy election. We also received a debrief on Infinite Campus and the rollouts therein. Bill's grinning over there. And then our resolutions, we have a resolution that we are going to send to the board for approval to submit to NDSBA for consideration at the October conference. I did forward you some city commission meeting video and highlights about the school district, and also sent you some PowerPoints from the Tax Relief and Reform Advisory Committee meeting. I sent you NDSBA's report, and I will spare you from the 7 hours of my watching it. But I hope you find those helpful to help you be educated on everything that's happening within the legislative world, and I'll continue sending them. And if you don't want to keep reading them, then just don't. I hope you find them helpful.
Okay, thank you. And for my report, I really don't have much to share also, other than just wishing everyone who is traveling to NSBA smooth and safe travels. And I look forward to hearing what you learn when you get back. Our next meeting is April 14th. It is 5:52 p.m. and this meeting is adjourned.